Great. Everything is good. Everything's going according to plan. Plans definitely exist and are working out this year. Plans, everybody. Let's hear it for plans. No, apparently this is the year of plans falling through, changing last minute, and having to readjust. So, despite my better efforts to be pre-prepared for things to lessen my anxiety and stress, no, everything's gonna fall through, and I dropped a frying pan. I dropped a pot. Everything's gonna fall through, and I'm gonna be stressed and anxious anyway, so why even bother to try to mitigate stress and anxiety through pre-preparation? Just be stressed all the time. Just embrace it. It has been an interesting week so far. It is currently Wednesday, and plans got changed. You know how life happens when you're busy making other plans? Well, that happened. So, let's talk a bit about my mental state. Soup, that's the fill bucket. That's not what I want. It's not that bad. So, Saturday and Sunday, you know, I've been doing pretty well lately. Like, I'm trying to get myself to focus. Like, I think maybe I might have ADHD or something, considering the way my brain works, but I don't know if I should just go to a doctor and be like, hey, diagnose me with a thing. Or what, I don't know. So I've been alright. I mean, I would say around this area right here. Excuse me for tapping. So, last week, Sunday, Monday, and stuff, I'm kind of like just, you know, in between this area. I'm fine. And then Monday, I go out to get coffee with my sister and to work at a coffee shop. And then I realize, because I'm going to do class prep there, that my class is not there anymore. There weren't enough students registered for another database course, so that class is canceled, and the section I had was given to one of the full-time people, which is understandable. It's not like anybody's fault, but then I was like I wasn't able to get in touch with anyone right away, but I thought like I just wouldn't have a job for the next 16 weeks, and like at first I was like, oh, well, this is okay. Then as the day went, I kind of did this. But then, like, I talked to someone finally, and they said I could possibly teach a online section of discrete math, which is good, because I've taught that class before. So, yeah, I felt a little better once I heard that, and like I'm hoping enough people register for that class, because otherwise I would assume that it would get canceled again. But there was a wait list, because there were like 3 sections and those were all full, and a wait list waiting, so they made another online course, and I'm going to get to teach that one, hopefully, as long as people are here. registering for it, which they're on the wait list, so they should be. So, but I'm like cautious. So Tuesday was like, I'm still just kind of messed up mentally from this steep drop. Like, I didn't even think this steep drop would happen. So I'm like kind of shocked by that. And just still feeling worried that maybe like I won't have work. Not because like I need work to be happy, just that I need work to pay bills. I mean, I would teach for free if I could live doing, no work, and I would just teach everywhere and be like, here's free teaching, here's free education. But yeah, so now, man, I did not sleep so good I took until 4 a.m. to fall asleep. So I'm having a rough one. Cause like my whole mental state changed. I was here, I was fine. It was like, okay, we're gonna start this new class this week, get to meet my students, do class prep, get ready for, going to India in a couple weeks, and then suddenly it was like, well, once we get back from India, do I just apply for full-time jobs at like an office, which is always like my emotional reaction to applying for full-time software development jobs is like, I will break down and cry. And it wasn't just last year, it was the time before I started teaching back in 2015 when I had also like tentatively verbally accepted a job, but then I was breaking down all the time. Or like anytime I go look at job postings, I just physically feel like in like panic and fear and all of that. I think I'm kind of traumatized by the software industry, you guys. So just that whole like fear, and not knowing what to do, not knowing whether to continue on with this project or anything else, because I had a plan there. And then it was like, what happened to the plan? Plan? What do I do? So, assuming that I'm going to be able to teach this class, and I will have employment until May, it will hopefully go back to the normal plan of, 1, teach for money. So for about $1,000 a month, that's how much your adjuncts make when they're only teaching one class. And then 2, work on the Lenxion game and eventually make that sweet $12. But I'll still keep up with it because it's kind of what I want to do. Like, I want to get this game done almost, and then work on the next thing. So I need to focus. I need to stop like letting my brain go everywhere. And then do these. That was my plan. I also have like my Conlang videos that I'm doing, but like thinking about that makes my brain do this, because it's like I have so many ideas and I like can't focus on any one of them, and I shouldn't prioritize them. I should be prioritizing this. And then it's easy to prioritize something you get paid for regularly, like as your job. I can sit and do teaching stuff all day, class prep, well, maybe not grading, but yeah. So this is the projected. So, and this class is a late start class, so I do have an extra couple weeks for preparation, or really a week and a half now. And I have my stuff from a previous semester because I've taught discrete math before, and I really like teaching math. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. It's also very snowy outside today. I need to go run errands. I don't want to. But I want more food in the house. But I don't want to go run errands. Oh well. As for the game, currently, I was doing some extra work on it on Sunday. I got kind of into the game programming, which also kind of sucks because I've been doing like Sunday. I can't show it with my hands. Sunday like game dev, and then Monday through Wednesday I've been trying to do class prep, and then Thursday and Friday do more game dev. But then that like cuts my focus. I really have to do a lot of planning to get my brain to work the way I want it to. Because if I get sidetracked, like it's that momentum. Like if I get sidetracked or if I have to work on something else, it's like so hard to get back to where I was at. Like I have that inertia, like brain inertia. So yeah. I implemented text boxes, so now that's not a problem. I decided to make a front page where I can like load the last edited map. I need to make a config file type thing. Or load a map by name, or maybe I'll like load in what's on the local disk and let you load it from a bunch of buttons or something. Or otherwise set the specs here and then create a new map. So at the moment, oh, well those aren't getting cleared, but still working on it. Trying to make the map editor a little bit better because I do have to use it to make things. So, okay, well, I'll try to do some programming today. I kind of want to do programming today, but I also want food. And I'm waiting for an email, so I don't really want to do any more class prep until I get this email that I'm hoping for. Please don't make me phone call you. I don't want to do a phone call. But yeah, okay, well, that's my update for Wednesday. So let's talk about what, that's not the right screen. Come on, there we go. What have I been changing in the map editor? So there was kind of a slump where I wasn't doing a whole lot because I really don't enjoy working on bad software. So I ended up just spending more time on making the map editor better, even though I can technically kind of like hard code some stuff and just kind of go back to doing the game. But, you know, I'm going to have to use the map editor to make all of these like, maybe like 3 areas with 4 to 5 maps each. So like 15-ish maps, and if the map editor is terrible, what? That's not my latest commit. Have I not pushed in a while? Let's make sure to push our changes. Oh wait, I'm in the Cursed Castle. I need to be in the map editor. So, map editor and engine have been updated multiple times. And let me see, it might be easier just to go through the straight source code. So, a few things. I've changed it so that I made a map or a menu loading format, which is kind of like the map format, you know, just the very easy to parse layer begins, here's layer end, here's element begin, here's element end with all of the information, so that I'm not clogging up the game states with all of the UI creation stuff. So yesterday or the day before, I was working on just taking that hard-coded stuff out of the editor state, and I also made the same sort of thing for the startup state. So that required making a menu manager. So I was originally using like a UI manager, and I'm working on getting rid of any need for that. And I ended up naming the new thing menu manager. So what it does is you just say set up and load some text menu, and it will load it all in for you, so you don't have to manually set everything up. But if you want to, you can also add dynamic buttons and stuff, which I do in the front screen because it like loads in what maps are currently saved, so then this has to be kind of more dynamic. But the rest of this is just in the map file spec. So that's one of the big things that I did. I had the same sort of thing with my Kuko engine, so really I'm doing a lot of the same code that I did for my Kuko framework. But Kuko was with SDL, and Cello is with SFML. So I guess that's better somehow. So like in my old, let's see, did I put it under managers? Because this was also using Lua, and then that was also a problem with trying to just get stuff compiled for mobile, was that I put some Lua shit in there, and then I had to like figure out how to not only get C++ and SDL to build for mobile, but also Lua stuff, and it's such a pain in the butt. But that had its own menu manager, and then the map files and stuff, the menu files, the language files, all of that was just using Lua. Here we're just using a very basic text document. We're not using that JSON library. It could be added in later if support for that was wanted. And likewise, I also made a configuration manager, so that saves a config file in here. Yeah. And that just stores some settings and stuff. So setting begin, here's the key, here's the value, just so you can put spaces in there. And the saved maps are currently being saved in there as well. So that's, it doesn't have a preset thing of what's going to be in the config. You just set that from the game states or the your game itself. So here it's setting up the config. It's setting up the base path for menus, so it's under my content folder. Yeah. What else got changed? Because I had to add a text box. So far, that's been a little bit wonky because SFML has a set of features for, where is that? Is it in the menu manager? It's in here. So I tried to do SFML's event for text entered. That was giving me like garbage from memory and not actually the keys. So for now, I have it being really gross. Let's see. And it gets a typed letter. Oh yeah, I added an input manager. And so I do it this way. And then the keyboard has a timeout so that you're not just like hitting A and then it adds it a bunch of times, but also this makes it kind of crappy to type with. So it doesn't work out very well, but it's usable for now. So this input manager I also added because in my editor state, I was manually keeping integer cooldowns for the mouse and the keyboard, so that you don't end up like holding a button down and messing stuff up. For, you know, if you like held down a plus button and your mouse just like like left click, left click, left click, it would make it go up really fast. So I have a little cooldown in here. So input manager just deals with seeing what button is pressed and getting typed letters. I didn't move the mouse stuff into here yet, but I will. And then it takes care of its own cooldown. So basically, if you ask if a key is pressed and the cooldown hasn't cooled down yet, it will say, no, nothing's been pressed, because, you know, we don't want, you know, for game movement, in-game movement and stuff, you wouldn't use the cooldown, but for, like, menu commands or something, you don't want it to, like, hold Control S and then save a billion times. So, that. I'm not sure what else I've really changed a whole lot. Just adding mostly this so I can quickly go to an existing map. And then I was adjusting things so things might not be loading right. Yeah, I was still working on it. Okay, that one crashes, cool. And then you can also create new maps, set a map name, set the tile set file, which I just have you type that in, and then map width and height in pixels, the tile size, and so I implemented text boxes, and then, oh, that doesn't work. Whatever you click as the map that you just edited is going to be what shows up here. So, oh yeah, and you know, I've been editing the menu manager and getting rid of the UI manager, so the buttons don't work yet because I haven't updated those to work with the correct manager. So currently everything's kind of broken, but it's cleaner and it's nicer and it's easier to deal with. And I might add like a scroll bar so that you can have tile sets that are bigger than just this size, and then scroll left and right, or use a keyboard command to scroll around. So that's, you know, more stuff to work on. And then, you know, once the map editor, I have a text thing so I can make warps and stuff now. Once the map editor is like decent, then I'll work on the game again. But this coming week, this is the last week of January coming up, so I'll probably have some time to work on the map editor, but then I'll be going to India for 2 weeks from the first couple weeks of February. I pre-recorded a couple of videos where I just do a text adventure for these 2 weeks as, like, you know, the sorry I'm gone, here's a different programming thing. I probably won't have something new for Friday, so I don't know what I'll do. I'll do like a small programming thing, maybe. But yeah, so this will be the last game dev update for 3 weeks, and then this week I'll have something probably. I'll probably feel ready to program after being in India for 2 weeks and not having my laptop with me, and just taking lots of books, so. And as a side note, I've been getting into BookTube lately, like, so I don't watch TV very much, I don't watch Netflix, I don't even play games that often. Like, I was playing some Digimon World, and I play Overwatch from time to time because it's easy to pick up and not be, you know, like, oh, now I have to beat the 60-hour game. And I haven't been reading as much as I want to. Usually I just read on vacations. But I love watching videos about movies on YouTube. I love watching videos about games on YouTube. And now I love watching videos about books on YouTube. So I just like to live vicariously through other people doing things. I don't know why it's more interesting to me to hear someone talk about a movie than to actually watch the movie. And I feel like that's maybe not super healthy, because then it doesn't really give me downtime to like just enjoy something, because then I'm like looking at the analytical side of things, like, yes, please analyze, I don't know, like, and yeah, like I just watched a video about movies with animals like Zootopia, and how they kind of don't do a great job of doing like an analogy for racism. So that's what I watched. But I've been watching a lot of BookTube, so I bought these. I don't know what they're about. I watched the videos like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I ordered these books off of a website that wasn't Amazon, and then the shipping was like 12 days. So, and that felt like forever compared to that. I didn't go to a physical store because, like, I just wanted to get these specific books that I saw other people talk about. Really, I should have just gone to the freaking library. Like, you can order books at the library and say, like, please have this on hold ready for me, and then check it out, and then be gone in India for 2 weeks with my library books. But I have these now, so that's what I'm going to read. I'm not starting them ahead of time because I want to just the airplane travel is going to suck. It always does. We have a layover in Chicago, and then we have a layover in Dubai, so I'm going to just do a lot of reading. And then when we're in India, there's a lot of car travel and stuff, and some more plane travel because we're going from Bengaluru, I don't know how to pronounce it, to like New Delhi, and then we're going from New Delhi to the village. So there'll be a lot of time to read and not a lot of time to compute, so I'm not taking my computer. I don't want to pull out my computer and scan it at the airport and put it back, and have to do that for my Switch sometimes because it's an electronic and all of that. I don't really have a Switch game I want to play right now. I just want to read books, and I'm taking my sketchbook and some markers and my Hindi studying stuff. So I'm going to have my phone. I'm going to record videos and stuff, but I'm not going to compute or play Switch. I'm just going to enjoy myself and finally have time to read a book. Which I've also been trying to finish up this book. It's the last book of the Coyote Jones series that nobody's ever read, by Suzette Hayden Elgin, who also invented the constructed language Ladon, which is a language I really like. Also, my middle name is also a phrase from Ladon now. Oh no, I went to a different view. So, that's me. I want to talk about books now. Hi, I like to make things, and you can also buy them if you like the things that I make, because I like making things that I enjoy, and maybe you'll also enjoy them. But it's okay if you just want to watch videos and play my games for free. There's also that option, and you can find my stuff in these places.